Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be planning out my next 3 months of language learning. If you haven't seen my last video, I was basically sharing my language goals for 2023, and right now I'm going to be putting together my plan for the first quarter. As I'm filming this, it's New Year's Eve, and I all of a sudden felt super motivated to plan out my life, so here we are. It's not going to be the most robust plan, and I'm not going to be very strict with myself about sticking to it, because this is basically the first time I'm doing anything like this, and I don't know how disciplined I'll be. I'll be posting some updates where I see what worked and what didn't, so stay tuned for that in the coming year. I'll be studying all of my languages in quarter 1 of this year, and I've decided to split my overall goals into these sub-goals, which I'm writing down, so I can look back at them and see how well I've done this year. I'll also be talking about the habits I'm going to put in place to achieve each of my goals. Partially doing N'oublie Jamais, so it'll definitely be finished within this quarter. The next book is quite big, so I don't know how far I'll get, but I'm aiming for at least halfway, which is 227 pages. I usually read in the evenings before I sleep, so that's what I continue to do, and I never set a time or page limit because sometimes I'm quite tired and I can only read one paragraph, and that's okay. Any progress towards your goals is good progress. Luckily, I picked some great books that are generally quite difficult to put down, so I usually read much more. This will get me halfway through my goal to read 3 books in French this year. I know it's kind of cheating to include a book that I've already read halfway as one of the 3, but I'll probably read another near the end of the year, so it all works out. My next goal is to use Memrise Daily, which won't be too difficult because I've already gotten into the habit of using Memrise Daily near the end of this year, so I'm going to just continue that. However, I do need to be more purposeful with what time I do the reviews. Now during the holidays I can do them whenever during the day, but when next semester starts I really have to pick a time so I can be consistent with it. It would be more convenient for me to do it first thing in the morning, because I have a bad habit of forgetting to do things in the evening when I've had a long day. Another one of my goals in French is to journal weekly, so I'm going to be doing that every Sunday as a way of processing the week and preparing for the next one. Though if I feel like writing something during the week, I'm not going to force myself to wait for Sunday. The journal usually turns into a weird tangent about something random I was thinking about, or a mini review of the latest piece of media I've watched. It's really fun to look back and see what random thing I was thinking about each day. There are 12 weeks in the first quarter of the year, plus the first Sunday, which is the 1st of January, so I aim to journal 13 times. As I mentioned in my goals video, I love doing dictations in French, and I had the goal to do 2 a month, so that's 6 in total for this quarter. I don't have a specific time to do them, just whenever I have the time and energy. I mentioned in my goals video that I wanted to read the Japanese version of Le Petit Prince. I don't have the book yet, but I'm planning to get it at some point in January. The book is not very long, but I have a lot of other things to do, so I just want to get about a quarter of the way through. Another one of my goals for Japanese was to transcribe and translate more songs, so I want to start getting back into that. I'm going to transcribe 3 songs this quarter, which may seem like very few, but considering I did about 2 songs in the entirety of 2022, 1 song a month is a big step up. This is also just a bare minimum because I'm not sure of what I'll be capable of. If I can do more, I'm definitely not going to stop myself. The reason why I'm translating more songs than I'm transcribing is because transcribing songs is a lot more time consuming and mentally draining to do, and I enjoy translating more. I'm going to aim for 2 a month for this quarter, which is again just the minimum. Journaling in Japanese was not one of my goals for this year, but now that I'm trying to revive my Japanese, I feel like I'm going to want to jot down my thoughts and things I've learned, so I wanted to put this there. It'll probably end up being around once a month, but that depends on how I'm feeling. My Japanese goals are a lot less intensive because French is still very much my focus language for this year, but things might change over the course of the year. I didn't have any goals for BSL, so there wasn't much I wanted to do this quarter. One thing I did want to do is make sure I attend all of my lessons. This seems obvious, but I've forgotten before because it's on Zoom, and for some reason in my head, Zoom meetings are just not real. Not to mention the fact that it's in the evening, and sometimes I come back super tired and I completely forget I have a lesson going on. And I don't usually do anything between the lessons, I'm not really planning to, but I do want to do a quick review after just to help solidify the things that I learn. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and tell me down in the comments what habits you're planning on starting for this quarter. Also, if you're still here, let me know if you prefer planning on paper or on a digital software like Notion. I personally like the feel of paper and using all my pretty pens and highlighters, which is why I did this on paper, but I use Notion for just about everything else. I'd love to know what you guys prefer though. See you in the next video.